Welcome back to the fourth and final segment of Go Gaddis Real Estate Radio right here on AM 920 The Answer. In this segment, in our neighborhood spotlight, we're featuring Townsend Creek in Suwanee. And why does the Atlanta Mercedes-Benz Stadium have to lose its name, literally lose its name during the World Cup? And could the World Cup reshape rental rules in Atlanta and in other host cities? Again, you're listening to Go Gaddis Real Estate Radio. My name is Cleve Gaddis. I am a full-time real estate agent and broker and team leader who's been selling homes right here in Metro Atlanta, north, south, east, and west for 25 years. And I'm here to make real estate clear and simple and worry-free, if at all possible. And if you want to connect with me or with us on the show, go to gogaddisradio.com. That's GOGADDIS radio.com. You can ask questions that we answer on air or off air. You can make comments. You can push back or challenge things we say. Sometimes those are the favorite messages that I receive. I don't like the ones where it says, hey, could you be any dumber? But I do understand the circumstances that would cause somebody to say that. You can share ideas with us that we turn around and share with other listeners of the show. You can request that we do some additional research on your neighborhood to help you understand as a homeowner in the neighborhood whether or not you have a particular advantage. And you can subscribe to our podcast and our YouTube channel. If you're looking to sell your home anytime in the next year, really all the way through the first quarter of 2027, it is not too early to learn about the upside for you. Go to gogaddisradio.com, click on the upside, put in a little bit of information. Even if you already have a real estate agent that you're planning to use, you should get a second opinion, and that second opinion should include the upside program. The upside program is simply a program where we take all of the different ways that you can sell a home in Metro Atlanta, really in the United States, and we help you understand in black and white the numbers, the dollars and cents behind each one of those. Does it make more sense for you to sell your home in an all-cash offer and close as quickly as possible so you don't have to have any showings or open houses or make any repairs? And if you need to be in another city by the middle of February, then you could actually make that happen. It makes sense for some people to do that, and we can do that for you. And in some cases, in many cases, our offers will be higher than the one you would receive from the real estate company that has all the billboards all throughout Metro Atlanta. Might even be higher, so it might be worth looking into. Number two, you could sell your house as is, where is, not make any changes to it, and we can do that, and sometimes that's the best option based on your situation. A third option would be to take advantage of our rehab and refresh program, where we will advance you up to $15,000 to make cosmetic enhancements, improvements to your home so that it shows in its best possible light so that you can sell it for the highest possible price. We've had people recently invest around $7,000 of our money and then sell the home for $30,000 more, and their only price to us was to pay us back the $7,000. They got to keep the other $23,000 plus or minus. And then the last option is sometimes people need to buy their new home before they sell their existing home, and we have a buy before you sell program, and we can take care of all of that. So if you are selling, thinking about selling, it's not too early. If you're thinking of selling in October of this year, go ahead and go to Go Gaddis Radio today, put in a little information. Let's get started having these conversations so you can decide, does it make sense for me to do some things to get my home into a certain shape before I sell my home? Because in many cases, it actually might make sense for you to pick how you're going to sell it today based on the priorities for your family, meaning your family's upside, and then move forward. Again, it's gogaddisradio.com. Click on the upside. This week, we are featuring Townsend Creek in our neighborhood spotlight. We always pick one specific Metro Atlanta neighborhood to call out critical changes to let you know as a homeowner in the neighborhood whether you have a particular advantage when it comes to selling a home. This week, it's Townsend Creek in Suwanee. That's Gwinnett County. If you're going north on Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, you'll turn left on Suwanee Dam. You'll go approximately 2 miles, and the neighborhood is on the right. You can use Crystal Downs Way to enter. It is a swim tennis community. Amenities include a clubhouse and a playground. Residents love the large, level lots, mature trees, and sidewalks, and it's walking distance from North Gwinnett High School, which always gets, it's a perennially highly rated high school. It has good access to I-85, I-985, Peachtree Industrial Boulevard. It's 12 minutes to downtown Suwanee Town Center. It's 10 minutes to downtown Sugar Hill. And there's so much to do. And in Town Center, you have a 1,000-seat terraced amphitheater. You have restaurants and shopping, holds an annual chili cook-off and music festival, classic car show. All that stuff happens in Suwanee Town Center. Downtown Sugar Hill, you can enjoy a truly unique concert experience at the Bowl at Sugar Hill. The Bowl is located in downtown Sugar Hill with a capacity of 1,750. Beyond the Bowl, downtown Sugar Hill is home to the Don Gober Community Plaza. John Gober was a real estate agent here in Metro Atlanta who I loved. She was an amazing person. And the E Center at Sugar Hill, a community gym, coffee house, and brewery. The community is also close to Lake Lanier and some great area parks, Sim Lake Park, E.E. Robinson Park, and Settles Bridge Park. You're 15 minutes to E.E. Robinson Park, 10 minutes to Sims Lake Park, and 10 minutes to Settles Bridge Park. Let's take a look at what's been happening in the neighborhood over the last few years in terms of sales prices. In 2023, there were 10 homes that sold. They took an average of 9 days from listing to contract, and the average sales price was $517,000. In 2024, there were 7 homes that sold. They took an average of 17 days from listing to contract, and the average sales price went up $90,000 to $610,429. Now, prices slipped back about $60,000 in 2025. We had 5 homes sell in the neighborhood in 2025. They took an average of 30 days from listing to contract, and the average sales price was $555,000. There are currently 3 homes available for sale in the neighborhood. There were 5 homes that sold in the last 365 days, which means it would take 7.2 months, or it should, based on sales patterns of the past, take 7.2 months to sell those 3 homes. The average list price is $623,000, which is a good bit above the $555,400. You have one at the lowest price of $595,000, and the highest asking price is $649,000. If you have less than 4 months worth of inventory, we say it is a seller's market. 4 and 5 months worth of inventory, we say it is a balanced market. More than 5 months worth of inventory, and 7.2 is more than 5 months worth of inventory, we say that is a buyer's market. So if you're out there listening and you're thinking, hey, maybe one of these 3 people might be motivated, more motivated than the other 2 to negotiate with me, maybe that's the case. And maybe you should check out homes in Townsend Creek in Suwanee. In 2011, the average sales price of a home in the neighborhood was $158,556. $158,556. When we compare that to the $555,400 average sales price in 2025, and know that there's about 270 homes in the neighborhood, that means homeowner equity in the neighborhood is increased to the tune of $122 million. I'll go ahead and say this for people who wonder, why in the world does he give homeowner equity increases from low to high? And it's because I think homeowner equity in our homes is one of the biggest drivers of net worth in the United States of America. I think the average homeowner's net worth is up around $400,000. The average renter's net worth is somewhere under $20,000. I'm not knocking anybody who is renting a home. I'm just saying for people who accumulate some equity, in a lot of cases they do it through owning a home. And so that's why I like to give that information. Atlanta's iconic stadium will be temporarily debranded for the World Cup. As the 2026 World Cup approaches, one of the biggest logistical challenges for host venues like the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is something you probably won't see on TV. It's called debranding. The global soccer governing body requires all host stadiums to be commercial brand free during the tournament. That means every corporate logo, including the famous Mercedes-Benz name on the stadium itself, must either be removed or completely covered up for the duration of the World Cup. Practically speaking, this is a massive undertaking. Stadium officials estimate that there are around 2,000 individual brand elements inside and outside of Mercedes-Benz Stadium, from signs to digital ads to branded seating that must be wrapped or hidden to meet the strict contract terms. Because they insist on commercially clean environment for its official sponsors, the venue will temporarily be referred to as the Atlanta Stadium during the World Cup broadcast and in marketing material for listeners. The takeaway is this: even if you know it is a Mercedes-Benz Stadium, global TV audiences won't see that name at all during the World Cup, and it's part of making sure that the biggest sponsors have exclusive visibility during the world's most watched sporting event. We have an article from the Atlanta Business Chronicle on why the World Cup might shift rental rules in Metro Atlanta. Atlanta and surrounding counties are already exploring new approaches to short-term rentals to accommodate the expected influx of World Cup visitors and ease pressure on hotel capacity. Fayette County is promoting a master's rule approach, allowing homeowners to rent out private homes tax-free for short stints during the tournament, creating a new income opportunity for locals. And there's already what's called the Augusta rule that allows you to rent your home for up to 14 days and not have to claim that income on taxes. And it comes from the members of the Augusta National Country Club for the masters who were renting out their homes and didn't want to pay taxes. It's called the Augusta Rule. Analysts report the short-term rental demand in Atlanta is exploding right now, and bookings are skyrocketing, and prices are climbing as we get closer to the tournament. Atlanta has been debating short-term rental rules for years, and the World Cup has added momentum to that discussion. There's tension in some neighborhoods like Buckhead over potential new restrictions that could affect longtime hosts and the local housing market. The reality is this matters because local officials say adopting rental rules could alleviate lodging shortages, boost local income, and spread economic benefits beyond the hotels. And at the same time, there's ongoing debate about how to protect neighborhoods from the excessive tourism and traffic and noise to ensure long-term housing supply isn't squeezed out. Other host cities are already adjusting short-term rental policies to simplify hosting the World Cup. For example, Kansas City has introduced a special major event short-term rental permit for the World Cup period with reduced fees and streamlined registrations to encourage homeowners to open their spaces to fans. Similar temporary regulatory changes, lifting limits on units, ownership requirements, and permit costs are happening in smaller cities preparing for the World Cup. I appreciate you, and I'm not going to be in Atlanta when the World Cup is here, but man, it's quite a feather in the cap of Metro Atlanta. I appreciate you joining me for another week's edition of Go Gaddis Real Estate Radio right here on AM 920. Well, I'll see you next week, same time, same channel. We'll see you in Atlanta. Have a great week.